replay. The 75 has been deemed at fault for this wreck. So we'll wait and see what happens. But our upholsterer, Willie Smith, is going to have to come down pit road and get some repairs. So will the 4 of Jacob Watson, I believe. Let's watch the replay here. Watch up top. There's Willie Smith at the top of the track. There's a car on the bottom. And the 75, that's Willie Smith. I mean, he just got 90 degrees sideways. Like, there's no way around that. And then he got hit by a couple cars, and boy, oh boy, the Fred Chase, I think, you just T-boned him basically. So that's how Fred ended up hurt. And you'll see Fred's going to come down the track, I think, right in front of Nolan McClurg. Saw it in the back of your picture. And that's how Fred ended up turned around there in the corners. Well, it didn't take long for things to kick off here at the track. I suppose if you're Harrington, Weaver, or Murphy, the good news for you is that wreck did not involve any of you. Now, remember, by the way, there are some bonus points in the average Joe Sim Racing League. The pole sitter gets a lap, or gets a point, pardon me. Leading a lap gets you a point. So right now, that would go to Michael Harrington, I believe. With those pit stops happening, we'll have to wait and see officially if Harrington will lead a lap. I mean, regardless, if Willie Smith led lap is irrelevant to the points battle. So Harrington right now, +1 on the points battle. Also leading the most laps and fastest lap will get you bonus points as the night goes on. Well, this big 1.5 mile facility has seen a couple remodels over the years. This progressive banking update happened back in the early 2000s. Before this, Homestead, a very flat racetrack. That was after it had been remodeled to more of just a flatter oval. After initially it was kind of built to be more of a smaller Indianapolis Motor Speedway style, the sort of the square or the rectangle, if you will. So this really is the third iteration of this racetrack that we see today. Well, here we go. Let's take a look at your standings and see where everybody stands up here. So right now on the track, Michael Harrington is your leader. Jacob Watson, who I thought I saw come down pit road, must not have. He's still up in P2. And then Blake Ward, Michael Weaver, and Austin Guerrero are your top 5. So right now Harrington is going to be plus a point for having led this lap, and we'll see what happens here as the night goes on. Pace truck is down. Let's try it again. We'll wait for the word from Barney the flagman. The green flag will wave, and we'll go back racing in the state of Florida. Well, this time by, we're going to make the full lap, and it's going to be Michael Harrington just quickly trying to walk away with this. Already about a half a second advantage on the field. It's Harrington, Ward, Weaver, Watson, and McClurg, your top 5. We'll keep it on at 16. Remember, Fred Chase came across him after that caution. We'll wait and see if he has any damage that may affect that car, but we'll let that story develop as the night goes on. But right now, pretty good racing across this mile-and-a-half facility, and see cars kind of spread too wide. A lot of cars loving the wall ride. They want to get that maximum momentum out of these corners. It also causes you to turn the wheel less, which I guess greatly decreases the odds that you'll have some looseness or snappiness out of these corners. But look at McClurg. He's right now the opposite. He's the odd man out, quote unquote, because he is right in the bottom of that track and having a good time there in those bottom groups. Let's see if he does it again. He does. Shoots it way to the bottom. You see he's on board now with McClurg. And watch that throttle input. When does that kind of start to lean back up here? If it does. There he's back up in the speeds. So he's having a good time on the bottom. He must feel happy and comfortable down there in this Dr. Pepper machine, riding the bottom of this track. You see up ahead of him just 2 cars, Blake Ward, Michael Harrington. Ward, a successful driver in the 82 this season, won multiple races. Unfortunately, had multiple races he did not do well in, so does not find himself involved in the points battle this evening. But up ahead of him is Michael Harrington, one of the drivers involved. And hold on, the 100 is a round of off screen. That's going to be your second yellow. And caution is out here again at Homestead. Just from the side cameras, I could hear this car spin around. Happened to turn my head from the broadcast booth and saw the 100 spinning around. No idea what caused that, but you see that car looking to come down pit road and address those damages. Here's me, the 100. It's going to get contact possibly from Ryan McClurg in the 69. 100 almost had it saved. Overcorrects up into the wall. And around the track he's going to go. Oh, there's a big hit. And then he's going to do about 5 or 6 more spins. Comes to a stop, finally. And then gets it off into the grass. And that is caution number 2. This is on board right now. This is from Brad G right here. And let's see what reaction time Brad G has here. Let's take a look at the wreck here. He sees Mike spinning. He sees him up top. Brad moves to the bottom. Unfortunately, so does Mike. And then they just had a meeting right there. Well, a couple more cars down pit road. You see Fred Chase coming down to get more repairs done. Brad G's obviously going to come down. He'll get some repairs addressed since he has that need for them after that contact here. You know what I think we should do while we're under caution here, just kind of riding along, is take a second and thank our series-long sponsor in Grow Masters. They've been an incredible partner for the Average Joe's Sim Racing League in Season 1. Do you know, at Grow Masters, they understand the passion that hunters, wildlife enthusiasts, and deer farmers have for creating thriving deer populations. Their deer mineral supplements are carefully formulated to provide the essential nutrients deer need for optimal health, antler growth, and attraction to your property. Whether you're looking to promote year-round health or encourage larger antler developments, their products deliver unmatched quality and results. Thank you so much to Grow Masters for your Season 1 sponsorship, and we appreciate them and all they've done. Also for tonight's sponsor tonight for Homestead, the MX-5 Trackside Delivery Experience 150. Get ready, race fans. The Average Joe's Sim Racing League is bringing the action to Homestead-Miami Speedway. This event is proudly sponsored by the MX-5 Trackside Delivery Experience and presented by Circuit Florida. With the MX-5 Trackside Delivery Service, you can elevate your brand new Miata purchase and get it delivered directly to Circuit Florida. Enjoy a free lunch, benefit from transport assistance, and even more condo reservations, all while shredding the corners with certified driving instructors by your side at the new private 1.7-mile road course located in Auburndale, Florida. It's the ultimate way to unleash your Miata's potential trackside, just like we are here tonight at Homestead-Miami Speedway. So again, thank you to the MX-5 Trackside Delivery Experience for sponsoring tonight's race. Thank you to all the sponsors this season. I know the Season 2 sponsor grid is full. I believe all races have been sponsored, and what a successful bit of news that is for the admins of the Average Joe's Sim Racing League. Glad you're here with us. Hope you're having fun in the YouTube chat, and hope to interact with you guys as the night goes on. I know I already saw got Kaysen out there, pretty sure Shelby Guerrero's out there somewhere, and many, many more. But here we go. Let's try it again for the second time. Michael Harrington will wait for the green flag to come out. He'll take it, and we'll be back under green. Well, quickly right there, Nolan McClure got an amazing jump. He'll be up battling for P2 next to Blake Ward. All right, well, here we go. Now looking at Michael Weaver up here in P4, one of those other drivers who is hoping to win this points battle tonight. At certain points tonight, we're going to take a look at the points and try to show you live how they stand so you can see the battle as it exists. And boy, I thought Weaver was all over the back of the McClure there. If he was not, he was drafting pretty hard. And McClure got to the bottom. Weaver stays up top, and we stay green. McClure is insistent on making the bottom of that track work. He's going to dig it down to the bottom again next to Blake Ward. Meanwhile, behind him is going to be Michael Weaver. Austin Guerrero's back there in P5. Jacob Watson's moved back to P6. And they're continuing to fight here at this amazing facility. Nighttime racing has been the norm since the championship weekends became a thing. I'd say about 10, 15 years ago maybe now. We've always finished this race under lights on championship night. And the good news for real life race fans, we will do it again in 2026. 2026 begins a pattern for NASCAR of the championship races rotating between a few races, or a few tracks, pardon me. So in 2026, we're back at Homestead, ready to fight for the title. Here's on board with Austin Guerrero, that Monster Energy machine. A newer look for Austin. He's watching that car ahead scrub the wall. That was Michael Weaver. And Weaver lost in speed. Guerrero will pick up some ground here. Guerrero's probably going to get back in line. If he does, he'll go ahead and suck in on that draft. And still a good battle. Weaver's having a hard time staying off that wall. Guerrero got up there, but he's going to stay away from that wall. And this will be a great battle for P4, P5 as the race goes on. Look on back, the herd of cars, mostly single file. You'll see a couple outliers trying to run the bottom of the track here, but for the most part, quickly becoming a single file train to the top of the line. Weaver scrubs that wall again. All right, looking on board here again. Guerrero's got to wonder how he can make the pass happen. The top line feels dominant, so can he get a big draft run? Does he need to back up to Watson and get a two-car draft run? What needs to happen for Guerrero to make this pass? Speaking of that drafting run and the pass in the bottom, look at that, the 0-1. He's trying to make a move on the bottom, but he's falling back through the field a little bit. And look at the cars up top, all now in line. They're all passing him. That is John Sheen falling back through the field. Move it back up top now to Austin Guerrero. Now he's decided to try to make a move. He dug it to the bottom, kill it down, make it stick. So he didn't miss anything because now he's back in line just where he was a few moments ago. Not missing anything up front. Harrington still has about a half a second lead over Nolan McClure. You see those timing intervals on the top left of your screen, so you can see where everyone stands. Your favorite drivers all night long. Of course, we're not done with season one. This race still needs to wrap up. Still a good number of laps, almost 80 laps to go. But looking forward to season two. Lots of changes. We'll move to the trucks. We're going to race all the way through, well, up through most of the holidays. We'll give some breaks in there. We're going to update possibly a couple rules, maybe. We're going to have into a two-man commentary booth for season two. So there'll be someone sitting next to me every Thursday night. And we'll see what new sponsors or activities or fun season two brings. That starts the first Thursday in October. Up now, back through the field. There's the 20 car, and he's been kind of up and down. We've seen him running the bottom a few times, and he's trying to make it happen. That is Josh Revel in the 20. He's got Willie Smith right behind him. Willie's back on track, possibly already used his fast repair. Willie got up under there and made the pass. That's how you got to do it at Homestead. You got to get in there, you got to sweep in, make the pass, and pull back up top and not lose any momentum. Revel now at the bottom of the track again, representing fsparts.com on that car. Very nice look for a nighttime race. That black paint lets the white and the orange pop off pretty well, so good paint selection for Josh Revel. This is Jacob Watson in the 4, by the way. This is the paint scheme was gonna debut on his truck next season. Already given a new little small preview of that moment right there. Maybe he's under attack from Josh Rebel. Rebel has a big run right here. Nice momentum. Gets to the bottom, slides it in. Now can Rebel get back up the track and make it stick? Lots of space there. So we are going to, yep, make the pass and make it stick. That is a pass, by the way, right there for P7 on track here on lap 23. Happy along with us for the ride, Derek Watson here on commentary. Got Christian Hill pushing the buttons, making us look and sound good. And I'm looking to battle here different through the track. This is for P1, by the way. This is Nolan McClurg. He's closed that gap down to less than 0.2 of a second. So you got McClurg on the bottom and the 16, that Dr. Pepper machine. You got Harrington up top, and Harrington is trying to make this stick. He does not want to give this up. Oh, caution's out. Hold on, we're waiting to see why, but I just heard the call of caution from race control. And we'll wait and see what caused that. So for McClurg, this could be good news. For Harrington, maybe not good. Well, there's the 23 turned around. That's Austin Oliver. Tonight's race sponsor, as you can see there by the writing on the side of the car. So we'll wait and see what happened to Austin, or if he is in fact involved. But that is who our cameras caught first. Go back to the replay and watch the 23. Gets it up top. And he's going to come down on the 60 or the 80. Nope. Gets it loose. Oh, he does come down in front of the 80, and the 80 just got him. Oh, good. No, maybe not good news. Certainly good news for Austin. I thought he was going to hit it this flat side of the car, but no, he definitely went left side first on the front of that car. And on around it went. Oh, here we go. Pit stops for everybody here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Everyone's going to come down, so this will be a battle of who can get down at pit road easier. Don't speed. Get in those boxes well. Get off the pit road. See if any spots can be gained or lost. It's Harrington, McClurg, Ward, Weaver, and Smith on the way in. See what happens on the way out. See, everyone's making that left-hand turn. They're going to go down pit road. Likely 4 tires and gas for the whole field. We'll watch Blake Ward here. And now we'll see the overall pit road view. You'll see right sides go up on those cars. You'll see those right sides then pop down and left sides come up. Tires have been on. There is your race leader. There's McClurg. There's Ward. He's going to lose a spot, I believe. So there's 1 spot gained. And off at pit road we go. We know in the beginning of the broadcast we had some audio difficulties where microphones were not maybe transmitting correctly, so we know we aired a video that had a voiceover that did not air. So let's do this under caution. Let's give me a second, and then we're going to do it again and do it properly here. So let's go ahead, and again, as today is September 11th, we think it's only appropriate we take a second out of this race and we pay homage and respect to those who were affected and lost on that faithful day. The 24th anniversary of 9/11 is a permanent reminder of how fast ordinary, everyday life can turn to tragedy. After hearing reports of a plane hitting the North Tower, millions watched in horror as a second plane hit the South Tower live on television. It was a terrifying, startling, and tragic event for our country. 2,977 people were killed that day, and thousands more were injured, making it the deadliest attack on American soil since Pearl Harbor. The attacks brought unity across this country, and every American made a simple promise to never forget. In honor of the lives lost and all those affected, we pay our respects tonight to them by never forgetting as we take this moment of silence. Back here live at Homestead-Miami Speedway for the under caution for the 3rd time. And we're just about ready to get back to racing. We'll go ahead and take a look at who is up front. Willie Smith is your leader. He did pit. He must have did a 2-tire stop. We'll look at that later. But green flag is out, and we're back under racing. Can confirm Willie Smith, 2 tires, by the way. That pit stop is about 6 seconds shorter than the rest of the field, so we'll see what effect that has on our leader. He started this race up front, involved in that lap 1 incident where he got loose, has found his way back to the front here this evening at Homestead. 2 by 2 down the back straight. Blake Ward now wants to ride up top, and he's going to see if he can make something happen. But look at this, lots of cars back there trying to find a line, trying to find a way on through. And Blake Ward wants to get up here. Remember, his run as high as P3 tonight, I do believe. Right now back in P5. But here's Nolan McClurg. McClurg was second before the caution. Was quickly closing that gap on our leader. And now it's found his way back to P3 since Willie Smith went ahead and got ahead with that 2-tire pit stop. Well, remember, tonight is finale night. This is the night when 3 drivers are involved in a battle for the title. It's Harrington, it's Weaver, and it's Terrence Murphy in the 5. Those are the 3 drivers who came in tonight hoping to win this title. And all night long, we're going to do our best to try to keep you updated about where those drivers run. And we'll keep that up in a little bit here. Right now, you have to assume with Michael Harrington up in P2, that's going to be a good night for him. We'll see how that turns out as the night goes on, pardon me. And hopefully by the end of the night, we'll have crowned our Season 1 champion. Harrington came into tonight 11 points to go to Michael Weaver. So right now, Harrington, if he just finishes ahead of those other drivers, by default, he wins. If Harrington would have to have a bad night for Weaver or anyone else to be involved, and boy, lots of smoke in that back straight. That's driver scrubbing that wall and making contact. And there on the bottom, that is Willie Smith up top. That 8 Budweiser machine of Michael Harrington. A different look, by the way, for Harrington. Throughout the season, typically just kind of carried the black alternate to the white and red Dale Jr. paint scheme. All right, so Harrington here is still trying to make a good night. He has now made a pass to lead, and that is now quickly pulling away from Willie Smith here. Already about half a second on the board. Nolan McClurg right behind that, and it's about a second and a half back to Michael Weaver. So if you're Michael Harrington, this is what you need to do. That DJ Khaled song says, all I do is win. Well, if you're Michael Harrington, that is the goal tonight. Look at him up there riding the top of that track. That's about as close as you can get without hitting that wall. I mean, I don't know how, but I don't know if you can stick anything between the car of Michael Harrington and that wall at Homestead. He's doing an amazing job carrying all that momentum, getting all that speed, getting all that grip at the top of the track, and running incredible lap times. In fact, now Harrington also has the fastest lap of the night. That is a 32.437, so he now has a bonus point for leading a lap. He has a bonus point for fastest lap. She's now +2. So right now you say he's now +13, I believe, on Michael Weaver at this point in the evening. Here's Willie Smith now. He can get that lead back, but he's first got to deal with Nolan McClurg. Remember, Willie Smith only took 2 tires on that pit stop, so we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But for the moment, he appears to maybe be struggling with his competitors. Smith now trying to find a bit of clean air. Does not want to ride directly behind Nolan McClurg. See, McClurg's now moved to the middle of the racetrack as a driver who was really kind of rocking the bottom of those corners earlier in the nights. And as Smith went way to the bottom, not I think out of choice, but out of necessity to not be caught in the dirty air from McClurg. Lots of single file racing as this night goes on. I think if we go back maybe to the 101 cars where you'll find your first two wide battle at the moment, that's the 101 and the 69 involved in the battle. This is back for P13, and Justin Dates went ahead and made that pass and gone on around and has secured that pass over Ryan McClurg here. This moment now working lap 37, so we're about a third of the way through this race. This race has moved on pretty quickly. A couple cautions, including one in the opening lap, kind of slowed the momentum, but these drivers have now, for the moment, found a good run. Oh, there's a car in the back that is loose and going to hit the inside wall. I didn't see who that was. That may have been Art Milne, possibly, in the white car I saw back there. I want to wait and get confirmation. It is Milne. Look at that. And caution, he is out. Now, I'll be honest with you, that was off the track, so I'm not 100% confident that was the cause of the caution, but I've not heard otherwise in my ears, so I'm going to have to believe that may have been what brought the yellow out. Let's watch it again. We saw from the back of the first camera shot, Milne gets down the bottom of the corner. Way down there, it's deeper than you want to be, and I think this is the transition. The banking here is going to catch him. The car spins around, and oh, big hit. 15 car has been deemed the cause of the caution by race control. Milne likely will have to use that fast repair here, just coming around to the beginning, nearly, of lap 40. Well, let's do this. I want to see if we can find Michael Harrington. I want to see if we can get an insight into the mind of Michael. Let's go ahead and pull up into the broadcast booth for a second. The driver from Gulf Coast Racing, and we're going to see what his mindset is like tonight. You see it on your screen right now. He is positive on the points. Michael Harrington, you came into tonight trying to win a title, and right now you're leading, so that's about the best guarantee you have of winning, right?
I honestly not even worried about the win right now. I'm just trying to keep it stable up front. Yeah, that's the main thing. This is the most ideal situation right now to stay in the clean air. So we're just trying to play it smart and yeah, just look at the bigger picture here.
So from up here in the broadcast booth, it kind of looks like a single file race. Everyone kind of wants to rip the bottom of the, or excuse me, rip the top of the track, pardon me. Is it just more grip up there? Is it easier up there? What's the preference of the top lane?
Momentum. I think everybody's looking for that momentum. McClurg behind me, he's doing a really good job on the bottom, so I'm kind of trying to hunt lines here a little bit. So you can definitely run the bottom. The bottom's fast. I think it could save a little bit of tire. But yeah, I think that top side is dominant as far as momentum.
So under the last pit stop, we saw Willie Smith take the lead by trying the two-tire stop. Is that something you would consider tonight, or is that just a no-go for you?
Just depends on where like Weaver and Murphy would be. Trying to kind of stack up the lap sled here so I can kind of max out on points and whatnot. So I guess it's just a thought. You could probably do two tires, but ideally I hope to stay on fours. So we'll see what happens.
Fair enough. Well, listen, well, good luck tonight. We'll put you back down with Gulf Coast Racing, and we'll see if we can talk to you later.
Thank you, guys.
That is Michael Harrington going back down with his Gulf Coast Racing teammates. We're now back to double file here. So we're about to go green. This will be up here out of turn number 2. So we have a moment here. I think we now have our graphics working. Let's see if we can show you the points as they stand right now. This would be where everyone is running on track, including bonus points. There it is. Michael Harrington has now opened up that gap a little bit here. You see it's 12 points over Michael Weaver. Terrence Murphy's third. And so you see there, so the way the system is laid out is designed almost like it's a playoffs format. That's why the pluses and minuses exist, but you can still see who is up there and not up there in the points. So right now, 12 points between Weaver and Harrington as we're about to go green. The pace truck pulls down, wait for Michael Harrington to wait and get that green flag. He does, but McClurg missed the jump. He tried to jump it early, had to get up off the gas. So that'll put Willie Smith up to P2 as they now barrel into turn number 1. Offset 3 wide is what we saw through turn 1. That's Blake Ward in the middle. But now we get it back to 2 wide racing, and everyone's going to be okay. No big issues. Look at him now, almost 3 wide again. Willie Smith at the bottom of the track. Weaver up top, got around Blake Ward the hard way. And Blake Ward now got left behind by both Smith and Weaver in those corners. By the way, due to technical problems, Jason rushing out of the race. You'll not see him on the leaderboard as he will has already parked that car. Colin Knight is watching the broadcast as a spectator. So, fortunately for Jason, his night has come to an end, but he gets to watch an amazing finale here all night long. I'll say hello to Dark677, Scott Kaysen, Shelby Guerrero, and many more out in the YouTube chat. I encourage you to root for your favorite drivers all night long. We'll try and interact with the chat as the night goes on. I want to thank you guys for being an amazing audience all season long for season 1 of Average Joe's Sim Racing League. It's been an incredible experience for everyone here at Green Flag TV to interact with you guys, and we're happy to have had you guys along for the ride. Being along for the ride is now Michael Harrington, just less than a second ahead of Willie Smith. There's an incredible battle right there. That's Nolan McClurg and Michael Weaver at the front of your screen. McClurg wants that spot. You can tell he wants this win. McClurg has tried so hard in his first few races to impress, and he really has. Doesn't need to try. He just feels that good at it. So McClurg's now at the bottom of the track. So we're going to come out side by side with Weaver. Blake Ward's going to try and make the pass. That look right there, that Lucky Charms. That's a new paint scheme, I believe, for M. Brian Matthews, by the way. Debuting a new paint scheme for Lucky Charms on finale night. So hoping he could find the rainbow that is Victory Road. You could, I guess we could call it Rainbow Road, in fact, come to think of it. So we'll see if he can get there. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle out of 28 there, out of Brian Matthews. I said the words Rainbow Road, and I think my producer Christian Hill kind of seized up a little bit. The thoughts of racing Rainbow Road, a little terrifying for any Mario Kart player. I think they'll give you nightmares. Yeah, imagine racing that in the next gen. I'll pass things. I have no problem with the 150cc's of Mario Kart. I don't need a next gen car on Rainbow Road. But here's a pass right now from Blake Ward. He's got Brian Matthews locked up against the wall. Ward's going to try and make the pass. I don't think it's going to stick. I think Ward got a little loose there. And Austin Euro tried to take advantage. He'll now find himself between those two cars as we get now down to the back straight. Now Matthews has a bit of a gap here. He's now got Ward fell back big, by the way. Ward's back down now to P10 behind Josh Rebel, behind Jeffrey Petty. So that's gone on. But now you see a look back through the field. Boy, look at the different lines being run. Now we know it's a top lane dominant track, but you look back in the field and it doesn't feel that way. There's still bottom lanes, middle lanes, kind of middle lanes being run. So lots of decisions here being made tonight for these drivers. Whew. Right behind Blake Ward, that was John Sheen who just scrubbed the wall. All is good. John Sheen in that 01 car has changed paint schemes again himself. Ran the Dukes of Hazzard paint scheme for a couple weeks and now has opted for this paint scheme. And I guess the good news for him with that mostly a black paint scheme is no one's going to know he's scrubbing the wall because they just leave a little. There's plenty of paint markers in that wall already. But John's having a hard time keeping up off that wall here as the night goes on. Yeah, there's that wall hit again. He's having a very hard time. Watch his prime. See if he does it again right here, out of the corner. Out of the corner is the hardest here. That transitional banking is difficult. It's not just, you know, like Daytona where you have the banking and you don't. This banking decreases and increases as you get further into and out of the corner. So it can really unsettle that car and make it easy to have those wall hits. But I think for the moment, John Sheen kind of has it under control here, knock on wood. Well, we are now working lap 50. By the way, this race is half over. We're at the halfway point of this race when our leader crosses the line this time. And that, of course, is Michael Harrington. Harrington has led nearly every lap this evening, and You got to think, if we could take a look at laps led on our ticker board in a moment, he's got to be darn near close to locking this up with another bonus point, because he's led, I think, every lap but 2 or 3 that Willie Smith may have led. So as we now begin the lap 51, I would have to think that Michael Harrington is going to quickly lock up most laps led as a bonus point. Remember, the 4 bonus points you can get is for qualifying on pole. That did go to Willie Smith. The fastest lap of the race, that goes to Harrington. Leading a lap, that's going to go to Harrington. Most laps led, at least for right now, goes to Harrington. And unless something happens quick, unless really Smith, McClurg, or Weaver can get up there like right now and lead every future lap, now basically 3 of those 4 bonus points are going to go to your points leader and Michael Harrington. There's some laps led. Look at that, 47. So right now we're quickly getting the point, possibly right now when he leads this lap, where no one can beat that. We'd have to have, I guess you could with green, white checkers, so I won't say that quite yet. Another 5 laps and he's solid. But we are quickly getting there, because now the laps begin to count down. We're now on lap 52 of 100. So now we start to count down. 40-some laps to go in this race, 49 to be exact. So right now we're pretty much looking, I think right now, Harrington has that point locked up for most laps led. On your screen now, this is a great battle with Michael Weaver and Nolan McClurg, and McClurg is doing his best to hold off Weaver. You have to think, with the success that McClurg has had so far in these few races, that had he been here all season, he may be a driver talking about in the points battle. But hold on, we'll bring that topic back up later, because caution is out on the racetrack. And that is Austin Guerrero down off the track. Well, we'll wait for a moment and see what may have caused this caution, if Austin was involved alone or if he had some assistance. Plenty of Austin Guerrero fans out in the chat, so I'm sure they're excited to see or not see what may happen. That's Terrence Murphy on the back. In the 5 car, that's going to be Brian Matthews on the bottom. Now he lost it on his own. He just got loose out of the corner. It snapped on him. He tries to correct it. Does he get it off the wall? I think he does. So that's the good news for the Austin Guerrero fans. Yes, the caution's out. He's going to fall to the back of the field. Yep, brought it to a stop. No wall hit. Good job. Austin Guerrero spun it around there, and around he goes. So he'll have to probably replace those tires. Had a little bit of burnout there. But other than that, no harm, no foul for Austin Guerrero. Well, there's a pit stops again. This is just about on cycle. I'm not surprised to see everyone down pit road here. So we'll see everyone come down pit road to get 4 tires and gas again. Does anyone try the 2 tires again? It did not work out for Willie Smith the first time, so I would suspect everyone would not do it this time by. See Brian Matthews. Oh, there's a car right there. The 101 missed his pit box, by the way. You saw I had to back up there on your screen. All right, and everyone's going to come off the pit road here and wait and see who does come out up ahead. And let's see what may have happened. I see some stories developing here real quick. Blake Hewlett did not pit. He's going to be your leader after this restart. Last pit back on lap 39. And that would be Willie Smith, 2 tires that time. Michael Harrington, Nolan McClurg, Terrence Murphy, your top 5. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do this while we're getting everyone lined up. We'll get some stories developing. We'll get back in time for the racing. But let's step aside for just a moment here on Green Flag TV, take a commercial break, and we'll be back for the restart.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, we're about to go green flag racing as Willie Smith leads us on around. Willie Smith, of course, did not pit that time by. He last pitted back on lap 39. And we'll see if those tires can hold up against his competitors. Quickly on the bottom comes the 8 of Michael Harrington, wanting to take that lead back. And wait and see what's going to happen here. Quickly, a side-by-side for the lead. But look on back, Willie Smith's trying to keep this battle alive. He wants to be involved in it. He's now at the bottom of the racetrack. That car up top is going to be stuck up there. That is Blake Hewlett. And he's going to have led a lap, but quickly gives the lead back to Michael Harrington, who's been dominant all race long. Here comes Willie Smith at the bottom. He wants to get that pass made. He wants to get back to the top of the track. And I think that's going to be good right there for the pass, but on back, look at that. Some wall smoke, some hits, some different moments happening as we're still 2 wide racing back here about P4 on back. And there's Terrence Murphy in the 5. He's run some different paint schemes this season. Skyline Chili comes to mind, but for tonight, that 5 car has a different look. They're trying to maybe take advantage of the nighttime racing and the colors popping off of it. But he's now under attack from Brian Matthews. Matthews wants to make the pass happen here, but cannot make it stick. And he'll have to fall back in line here, back into P6. Murphy now go ahead and gets on around a car here. And that will be the car of Blake Hewlett, who's falling back through the field. You can quickly see the effects of not pitting in those old tires. Hewlett possibly was hoping that maybe with the way this race turns out, that he would have an extra set of tires left that no one has at the end of this race. So don't take a set now and maybe have one later. You have to think is the goal for Blake Hewlett. Hewlett now under attack again. This will be some different cars. Oh, hold on, that's Terrence Murphy loose. You saw that in the bottom of your screen. He touched that white line and that car wiggled. It's now way off speed. He's now falling back quickly. There'll be Blake Ward passing him by. That'll be Jeffrey Petty passing on by possibly. And that's going to put Murphy back into P10 here in this race. Murphy now up against the wall and trying to recover as fast as he can. Boy, look at that gaggle right there. I mean, it goes on just ahead of Brian Matthews on back. So that's Blake Hewlett, Matthews, John Sheen, Michael Weaver, and more involved in this just conglomerate of cars here at this track. I'm glad you're along here on finale night. 39 laps to go. The laps are quickly ticking away. And we're getting closer and closer to crowning a Season 1 champion here in the Grill Masters Average Joe Sim Racing League. All right, well, on board here right now, we got a good four-way battle. That's Matthews, that's Hewlett, that is Sheen, and that is Michael Weaver on back. This is a great battle happening here. 4 cars really all trying to hold close to the same real estate, some slightly different lines to help with the clean air and dirty air problem. But look what it's done on back. Look at that second gaggle of cars. That's Revel, Murphy, Ward, Ryan McClure, Stephen Blevins, even possibly more, Jonathan Day involved in that battle. This went from a 4-car battle to about a 12, 13-car battle. It just takes maybe one more checkup, one more hiccup in that line, and this could be all over top of each other pretty quickly. Not missing anything up front. Willie Smith still about a half a second off of your race leader, boy, you have to say Michael Harrington has just walked away so far with this race. Overled 50 laps led, well over half the race. He definitely has that bonus point locked up. Oh, there's a possible spin. Oh, there's hit. Oh no, that's a points battle. That's a points driver. And that's a caution. Oh boy, that was Michael Weaver. And I think Weaver hit Sheen first. And wow. There's a few cars spun around here after that. Josh Revel in the 20. Found on the bottom. I don't know what prompted that. I feel like the 2 hit the 01 first. And I don't know if the 01 retaliated or if that's just the way that car kind of snapped back. But boy, oh boy. This will be an interesting race replay to watch. Let's do it right here. Watch. I mean, it feels like the 2 just got impatient and just kind of bumped John Sheen. Sheen got it loose. Yeah. And then the 01 came up the track and hit the 2. But I'm curious, seeing maybe a cockpit view of the 01 to see if we see what we see. That could have just been a car correction. I'm not sure, but it looked like a pretty big snap. Watch this here. I think from that point of view, yeah, that could be a slide. We'll let the fans at home make a determination of what you think you saw there, but I don't think that's intent from 01. I don't think it was an intent, retaliation. I think this may be a slide. There was a couple of cars spun around top of that. Josh Revel got spun around. I think that you saw maybe Day in the background who got spun, sitting kind of 90 degrees on the track. See what happens to him. Let's watch this replay here. It's going to be after the wreck up here, so this will be what wreck's going to happen in just a moment. Likely this car's checking up and cars is having a hard time. Watch the 70 here. And he just got bumped by the fire department car. Someone checked up, someone did not. Race control decision, by the way, between the 01 and the 2. Racing incident. So no penalty assigned. And we will go back to green once we get this all racked up and ready to go. Speaking of racked up and ready to go, I think we just about are. Some cars maybe in the back came up here. Let's take a look at our ticker here. See, Josh Revel came in. Blake Hewlett came in finally, by the way. Blake Ward came in. So about P17 on back is where some cars pitted here on this track. 34 laps to go here. Probably about 33 or 32 laps to go once we actually take the green flag, and you'll see a couple cars trying to find their way around the track here. I mean, racing incident is a call for that. I tend to think when you bump a driver from behind going into the corner, I think both race car driving and everyday driving would teach you that when you hit someone from behind, it's pretty hard not to claim it's your fault. But race control has seen it a different way, and a racing incident will be the call for that wreck. Well, I don't think anything has changed, but let's do this. Let's take a look quickly here at the points as they run and see where we stand. Harrington still has a pretty big lead. In fact, now I think he's grown a little bigger with Michael Weaver being involved in that wreck. Terrence Murphy now is the closest driver. He is now 23 points back. Weaver is now, I believe, 21 points back. So this is getting pretty treacherous. Actually, it has to be 31 points back, I believe, for Harrington to Weaver. So, all right, well, there is where everybody stands as of now. That P6 in points would be Jonathan Dominic's, by the way. He is not racing tonight, so his name does not appear on the board, but that is who P6 in that ticker board should be in the point standings. Here we go, ready to go again. It is Harrington, it is Smith, then it's McClurg, Matthews, Bryan, and Blevins as we go green flag racing at Homestead-Miami Speedway. no surprise to quickly see Harrington get up here in front of the lead. But now can Smith, can McClurg, can Brian Matthews and others stay in line? If so, can they make a draft work? Can they catch the leader, or does he walk away again? Those are the questions to be answered here in the next 30-some laps. Let's see what can happen as this race unfolds. Up top, that's the 51 trying to rip the top of the track, trying to get a good run around here. See what effects he can have. And Stephen Blevins. Blevins, oh, got Petty right behind, and they both scrub the wall right there out of that corner, and then both are okay. But if you keep scrubbing that wall all night long, you're going to find yourself in a pretty unhappy spot where you're going to wear out those tires, going to wear out that body, you're going to change how the car reacts aerodynamically. You're going to change a lot of things about that car. So you got to quit hitting that wall at some point, or you're going to be very unhappy with the results. Should remind you, by the way, only a couple weeks off. In fact, we'll be here next week. The Average Joe Sim Racing League is hosting an off-season race. So they will be here next Thursday at Talladega. Myself, Justin Prince, and others will be here on the call. And then the season 2 begins in the beginning of October. By the way, if you like Homestead, just stay a while, because that's where season 2 is beginning in the trucks. We're going to wrap up season 1 here. We're going to begin season 2 here. And I believe, if memory serves, we're also wrapping up season 2 here. So if you like this track, there'll be plenty of it available for you to race if you want to join next season of the Average Joe's Sim Racing League. Bottom of your track is Jeffrey Petty in that white and pinkish Ghost Energy car. He's had that paint scheme all season long, trying to make something happen. Gets up top. There's a car way loose in the bottom. That's a Fire Department of New York car. I think that car got saved. I don't think he actually hit the wall. But that car went for a wild ride out of turn 4. That, I believe, would have been the 55 of Doug Ivey I saw go around, or having a hard time there through that turn 4. So, boy, he saved it. He's all good. But yeah, the 55 of Doug Ivey really had a wild ride out of turn 4 one lap ago. Austin Guerrero's in the P10 in that 45 car, that Monster Energy car. He's trying to run down Jacob Watson in the 4. Watson having one of his better runs this season. And the Average Joe Sim Racing League running up in the top 10. See, Guerrero now is going to try and make the pass. He's going to see if he can make it stick. Gets away to the bottom, gets some money. He needs to slide it up quickly or pull that old slide job. And I think he will, and he makes the pass for P9. Up top, you see a couple cars up on the top there trying to have a good time as well. Jeffrey Petty was running up against the top of the track, and a few more. So you see these different lanes have not gone away. It feels like maybe less cars are addicted to the top of the track, but still some people riding up there as the night goes on. Up again, up front, Michael Harrington, Willie Smith, almost 3/4 of a second apart, not missing any of that battle. Nothing's happening, so we're trying to stick with the battles. And we saw up front of Jeffrey Petty, that was Ryan McClurg, who got a little bit of a wiggle, but got in line, and all is good. Guerrero now trying everything he can to run down Jacob Watson, now down the back straight. See, he peeks both ways. He kind of snaps it one way and snaps it the other, trying to always look to see what is available for him to make a move with that race car. Watson, the 4, by the way, has a spotter tonight in Liam Ray, so Watson's brought a friend along to help give a little bit of that human feeling to a spotter call, give some extra insight and information you don't get possibly from the iRacing spotter. So I would say with Watson having one of his better runs tonight, maybe that spotter is paying dividends. The spotting feature, I think is really underused in iRacing, by the way. It allows you to have a friend come in, spectate the race basically live, give feedback at where cars are, you know, high, low, inside, outside, up in the wall, what have you. It allows you to kind of get that extra bit of insight that maybe the computer spotter can't understand. 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide calls, and really just kind of helps you have that friend in your ear that you know you can trust. Here's Guerrero now. He's going to try to get all the way to the bottom of the track. And we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. We're going to pull the cameras out for a second and see if we can figure out what happened there. Happy along with us here on Green Flag TV. There we go. And a camera pop out for a second again. Happy along for the ride. I'm going to recap the race for you so far. Only a few cautions on the Homestead. Michael Harrington's walking away with this race by over now a half a second. Has nearly grabbed every bonus point possible and looks to be on his ways to wrapping up his season 1 championship. Hold on, caution's out. And we'll wait and see if we can find out what the cause of that caution is going to be as we get our broadcast cameras back up and live and ready. It'll be just a moment on that here. All right. Well, bad news if you're Terrence Murphy. You thought maybe you had a shot at winning this and winning this title. The caution is assigned to you. End of line penalty for Terrence Murphy. We'll do it. Have a little bit of technical difficulties. Let's do this. Let's step aside. We're going to get a set of commercials in. We'll come back and we'll be ready to go here on Green Flag TV in just a moment.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
All right, welcome back to virtual Homestead-Miami Speedway. We are under caution here at the result of the 5 car of Terrence Murphy. He was assigned the end-of-line penalty. We'll start in the back of it. He just got loose by himself through the corner, and the caution came out, and that's where we stand. That only helps, by the way, Michael Harrington. But right now, a big story. Some pit stops happened, some did not. So here's your top 5. It's Hewlett, Revel, Ivy, Ward, and Willie Smith. And then Michael Harrington is back in P6. So let's walk it through. Hewlett, Revel, Ivy did not pit. They last pitted back in 67. Ward and Smith did. Ward took 2 tires, and Smith beat Harrington off of pit road. So for the first time tonight, Michael Harrington 3 rows deep in the field. Let's see how this reacts and how this behaves here as we get ready to go green flag racing with only 19 laps to go. This is an all aboard Blake Ward, by the way. You see Blake there, always calm and collected. But he's got the fan in the background. It's never on. I don't understand that. Sim racing is a warm sport. My fan's always on when I'm sim racing, but never quite see that fan on for Blake Ward. So Ward here now up top, having a good run here, and just trying to make something happen, trying to stick to the top of the track here. Gonna do it. Just very stoic, very calm, even with these cars scrubbing the wall in front of him. No big major reactions out of the face of Blake Ward. Some drivers get very animated, they get frustrated, or they get happy, or they get emotional, but Blake Ward appeared very stoic in that camera shot. Oh, hold on, up front, that's a big wreck. Oh my gosh, that's Willie Smith involved. Oh my gosh, that's a big one. That's gonna kill a couple cars. I didn't see who made contact with Willie Smith, so I saw him get sideways. Wow, based upon the cars falling back through the field, this will be a big incident here with 17 to go. Saw Stephen Blevins possibly involved in that Fire Department of New York car. Now coming down pit road. Willie Smith's gonna look to come down pit road, and many, many more. Well, in the moment we're gonna load up the replay machine, we'll take a look at it again, and we're gonna catch the different angles of what did happen. Watch up front. There's Willie Smith in the 75. And this may not be it. Let's see if we can back up the replay machine possibly and find what happened to him, because this will be an important moment in this race. I believe this will be the moment right here. Watch this here. Look on the bottom of the track. Oh, the fire department car came down as 75 was coming up, and they made contact. Matthews got involved. Austin Oliver got involved. And many, many more. Watch it from this angle. This may help you a little bit here. Watch both. They're going to kind of come to... no, I think the 55 comes down. I mean, the 75 tracks out where he should be out of the corner. And the 55 maybe is unaware they were too wide. Trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack. And you see a couple cars. Oh, Nolden McClurg barely avoids the cars up top. Watson and Ward got on through. There's the Lucky Charms car. Oh, Austin Oliver. Oh, he had it. He had it. He threaded the needle, but could not avoid the wall thereafter. Oh boy, this will be a nasty onboard if we can get one from Austin Oliver. By the way, was providing his webcam. That would have been... Oh wow! Look, let's just back it up. We'll give you the kind of the backwards spoiler of what's going to happen. So you see it both ways here. Oh, here we go. So it's going to happen up in front of Austin Oliver. And there's the wreck. Gets a little bit in the back of the 45. Narrows and avoids it, and then he doesn't avoid it after all. Oof, that will be, if he has one left, definitely his fast repair. If he had one left on the evening. Well, first off, there's Austin Oliver. You see he's maybe he's watching the broadcast. Hi, Austin. If you're watching the broadcast, give us a wave when it gets to the YouTube delay back to you. But 55 and 75 caused the wreck, and AMR Race Control has deemed it to be a racing incident. Well, there's Austin likely packing up for the night. Looks to be done. I think he fed the dog. That's nice of him. A little dog in the back. We love seeing the pets of sim racers every now and then. Well, up front, Hewlett, Revel, Harrington, Ward, and McClurg. Your top five. My producer's encouraging me to do a pets of sim racers for season 2. We might make that happen. We'll see if we can make happen for season 2. Well, again, it's Hewlett, Revel, Harrington, Ward, McClurg. Your top 5. Watson, Ryan McClurg, Justin Day, Jeffrey Petty, Stephen Blevins. So right now, I mean, Harrington's up in the top 3, and Murphy and Weaver. Weaver's back in P17. Murphy's in P15. With only about 14 laps to go, their nights get a little bit more darker as far as their odds of winning this title. Well, glad you're along with us here on Green Flag TV, as you have been all season long for the Grow Masters Average Joe Sim Racing League. My name is Derek Watson. I'm going to take you all the way to the end of this race, and we'll crown a Season 1 champion. Who will it be? Let's find out. Blake Hewlett takes the green flag. bit of 2x2 racing. See Jacob Watson up top. He's got Ryan McClurg on the bottom of that track. Up top, that's Day in the 101. He's trying to get up and catch Jacob Watson. And boy, oh boy, look at the back of that field. People moving and weaving and bobbing, trying to find their way up through the course here. Right now it's Jeffrey Petty, and Day in 101. They're now side by side, the 24 and the 1. 24 is making some moves, trying to get to Jacob Watson. Gets to his back quarter panel. What will he do in this corner? Let's find out. He'll dig it in deep. He'll get a good run. Can he make it stick? Can he get a draft off of Ryan McClurg? I think he can. And Petty will pull it up the track and clear the pass. Oh, in the back. That's Austin Guerrero spun around sideways up on the racing surface. Caution is out. And that will be his second of the night, which I believe he had a drive-through penalty for the 45. And there's plenty of Austin Guerrero fans in the YouTube chat, so be a disappointment for them, but he'll have to serve a drive-through for bringing up the second caution. We'll see if he's at fault. Race control has already deemed him to be at fault, which makes me believe it must be a single car incident. Let's find out. There's some contact possibly with a 7. All's good. He sees up ahead of Brian Matthews in that Lucky Charms car. He's going to come up off the track, off the bottom of the track, pardon me, gets all the way to the top, gets it loose, yep, and just by himself. Second time tonight for Austin Guerrero. Luckily for him, no one on behind him with that second spin. That could have been really no good for Austin Guerrero. Wait a minute, we were wrecked under caution. Art Mill was, I believe, involved. I think Art Mill just got ran through under caution. Let's just back up the cameras and to see what I heard a number being thrown around about who did it, and I don't want to cast that dispersion without being wrong. Being told it was the 07 of Wayne Graves, pardon me, possibly. Watch what's going to happen here. That car was stopped. I mean, that car wasn't stopped a moment ago, but that car was normal pace speed about 5 seconds ago. I got nothing. Wayne Graves in the 07. And then the University of Illinois fighting a Illini car. He's doing fine, and all of a sudden, does he get hit from behind? Let's watch one more time from behind him. No. There was a car behind? Oh, wait a minute. Here's your problem. Austin Guerrero trying to catch the field, and I think just didn't check up in time, honestly. And he hit Wayne Graves, who we incorrectly identified as the culprit, who then hit the 15. And yeah. Wow. What a, I mean, I don't know if those guys have some history. I mean, I kind of get that you're trying to get caught up to the paced car and you're trying to catch the field, but you got to be aware. I don't know. According to Austin Guerrero, it says he was catching up and his screen froze. So that's what he's saying happened. I will say the service does show he disconnected, so I don't know. That's a wild moment in the finale of the Average Joe's Grillmaster Sim Racing League. It's an interesting moment. So right now, Art Milne and Wayne Graves will be the unfortunate receivers of that incident. Well, up front here, it is Michael Harrington back up front quickly. By the way, Blake Hewlett, Nolan McClure, Josh Rebel, and Blake Ward, your top 5. And we are now going to go green with about 9 laps to go. And it's worth noting that your leader has about 14 lap newer tires than P2. Well, green flag is back out here, and you see those points on the side of your screen. Harrington pretty securely has this title won as of this moment. We'll wait and see what happens. Looking back through the field, there's the 20 of Josh Revel. There's the 82 of Blake Ward. They're both fighting here. There's Nolan McClurg. He's been possibly the best contender to catch Harrington all night long, but just has not completed that task. And now with less than 10 to go, looks like a difficult task. Revel up on the wall very briefly. He's good. McClurg still riding the bottom of the track. He's also good. But right now what they're doing is they're battling one another and they're letting the leader get away. The leader's already now pulled half a second on Blake Hewlett. And Michael Harrington has figured this track out. Oh, a big slide up front. Ooh, that was right up in front, I believe, of Blake Ward. And that was scary. That was going to be a moment right there. That was Josh Revel who barely, that might have been Ryan McClurg who just barely made that pass and put them 3 wide for moments. But now we're back to just single car racing for that spot, at least on the track. Back there is Jacob Watson. He's fighting with Jeffrey Petty. He's fighting with Blake Ward. He's fighting with others, trying to make this pass happen. Here's Ryan McClurg now, by the way, having a great run. He's up in P5, looking to have a solid run for himself. Did not dig the bottom of the track using this line his son has been using tonight. He'll try and make the pass here. So this is McClurg. He's trying to battle with Blake Hewlett here now. 6 laps to go. Now 5 laps to go at Homestead. For Michael Harrington, the Cincinnati native, 5 laps is all you need for this to quickly end, so you to be season 1 champion. If you're the 5-car Murphy, if you're the 2-car Weaver, you need chaos to happen, as it almost did right there. Oh, there's Willie Smith spun around off the track surface. No caution. That's going to put us into Growmasters overtime for our season finale. No better way to end it than in overtime. Boy, oh boy, that looked wild from the moment we saw on the camera. Smith and Watson both loose. Did Smith hit the wall? That'll be a question. I thought maybe since he was below the white line that maybe the caution would not have occurred, but ultimately it did. Let's watch it again. There's Jacob Watson in the 4. There's Terrence Murphy up top in the 5. Oh, Smith got into him. Smith came up the track, got into Watson. Watson sort of used Willie Smith to kind of right his car. And here comes Willie Smith, has it saved. That's the good news, no wall hit. The bad news, he spun right there next to the track surface. Nothing that race control could do. But for the set, there it is. That's why right there, up on the white line. No question there. Caution is out. Well, let's do this. Let's talk to the driver if I can. Yep, all night long, who I think's had the best chance of catching our leader. Let's talk to the driver of that Dr. Pepper machine, and Nolan McClurg. Bring him into the broadcast booth. Nolan, you've had maybe the best chance of catching Michael Harrington all night long. It looks like you might get one more shot to do it here in overtime. What's the plan?
I still want to do a clean race. I know that these guys are running for a championship, and I have no stake in it. But I still want to, make him earn it. But I'm not gonna push him out of the way or anything like that to get to him. But I'm just gonna keep running my line and see what he does.
So we've seen you be one of the few rare drivers tonight who've really found success at the bottom of this racetrack. What do you think you found there that no one else has?
Well, I think it's kind of the opposite. I think everyone else has figured out the top line, and I just can't do it. No, I really enjoy the bottom line. It's good for my tires, and it's good for my speed right now. Everyone's getting a good run on me on the straightaways, but I make it up in the corners, so it evens out.
All right, well, my last question, at least for now, we'll probably talk to you post-race, hopefully. What is your favorite flavor of Dr. Pepper?
Just baseline, absolutely.
Baseline,
there's no other option.
All right, fair enough. Well, listen, good luck the rest of the night. Hopefully we'll talk to you in podium interviews when this is all said and done.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right, put him back down with his father, and they'll get there. But I love that team name, by the way. Slower Than Dial Up Racing is what him and his father have decided to go for that team name. It's a great name. I love names that sort of poke fun at yourself. Like, that's just good stuff right there. Well, on top of your screen, you'll see right now, it's a 20-point gap Well, there's Terrence Murphy actually. Now he's closed the gap to, I guess, to 13 actually. So Terrence Murphy 13 points back on Michael Harrington. As long as Harrington stays up top and wins, this race and for the championship has been decided. If that car were to wiggle, this may change quickly. So we'll wait and see what happens here. We're already double file. We're going to be 2 to go. We're going to be part of Grill Masters overtime. So I hope you're ready. Glad you're with us. Derek Watson in the booth. Christian Hill pushing the buttons, making me look and sound good all season long. Glad you're with us here on Green Flag TV. And don't worry, we're not done tonight. After we're done tonight, post-race coverage takes you right over to Bristol Motor Speedway. The Speed Series, running Xfinity cars. They're in the race right now, 300 laps at the Coliseum. So we'll take you there right at the end of our broadcast tonight. But get ready. This is going to get good. It's Harrington, McClurg, Revel, Ryan McClurg, and Blake Hewlett in your top 5. Watch that father-son combo in the top lane. Can they make something happen? Pace truck is down, hopefully for the last time. Green flag is out. And no, we're not going green. Sorry, no, it's been called off. It's been called off last second. Not happening. Not sure the reason for it being called off, but literally the last, oh. Okay, well, now I know why. Brian Matthews says it's on me, so I'm guessing if we just let our cameras go backwards on Brian Matthews, you'll find out maybe what happened, because that was the last second, by the way. I mean, I don't, so this will be a moment here, by the way. It's going to be confusing because the field's going to throw the pace car by. We'll come back to that. But Brian Matthews up and hit a car driving for points. That's, wow. All right, well, wow. It says he just shifted gears and just the car spun around, but I don't know. Well, here we are. Pace truck has caught the field. We're going to go green. This is from the replay. Sorry. But he hit Michael Weaver. I mean, it's inexcusable. I mean, Weaver maybe not the best odds of winning the points battle tonight, but no fun for that. All right, well, here we go. Let's try it again. Let's get back to the front of the field. Pace truck pulls down again. Let's see if he can stay down there this time. Watch that father-son duo up top. Green flag is out. We're into Average Joe's Grill Masters overtime. Quickly, Harrington gets the lead. He's going to try to get on around this 1.5 mile racetrack 2 times. Remember, we're going the first time. If we get a caution, we rack him up again for a second green light checker. If we catch the white flag, all bets are off, and many of cars hit the wall there that time by. If you are the leader, you want to get to the white flag, so you don't have to do it again. Up front, though, it's Nolan McClurg, Josh Revel 2 and 3. There's Ryan McClurg on your screen, that red, white, and blue American flag paint scheme. White flag is out. We are going one more time around here at Miami. Up front, the gap is close to 0.3 of a second. By the way, Nolan McClurg's trying to get up there, trying to make it right. He's now, I see, in a little bit of a draft from the leader. They're 2, almost 3 wide back there in the back of the field. But watch up front. Here we go through 3 and 4 one more time. The driver running the number 8, the Cincinnati native, has had fun all season. Part of Gulf Coast Racing. He is going to win at Homestead and claim your Season 1 title. And I said Cincinnati native, that would not be, that'd be the Queen City cars, but still, congrats to Michael Harrington. Led almost every lap this night. There's McClurg with the bump saying good job. And Harrington wins it all. See many congratulatory bumps. There's a teammate from Gulf Coast and the 82 of Blake Ward giving his bump saying congrats. But if you're Michael Harrington, you did it. You won the race, took all the bonus points, you won the championship. At least for a few weeks, you can call yourself the defending champion of the Average Joe's Sim Racing League. Well, up front, let's see what happens. Lots of runoff space here for Michael Harrington. Going to do some burnouts. He's got a couple cars in the way, but he'll wish they'll move so he can celebrate on his own. So watch him do his burnouts. Let's give him a move to celebrate. Let's just lay back and crank up the engine and listen to Harrington celebrate. Here comes the second part of what's been a fun season. Watching how long they can burn it down for and how long he can kind of stick into it. Now it's down the back, or down the front straight here, pardon me. See if we can make it to the corner. Nope, that's going to end that burnout right about there for Michael Harrington. Well, let's do this. We're going to step aside. We're going to get contact with our drivers and celebrate and get some interviews. We'll step aside for commercials. We'll come back with results and interviews after this. Well, welcome back here to Homestead-Miami Speedway. And now the conclusion of the race here tonight. It's been an exciting race all night long. We've seen many great races, many great moments, and a champion crowned. Let's go and take a look at our unofficial results after 102 laps, including overtime. So Michael Harrington is your winner. He's got Nolan McClurg behind him by half a second. And then Ryan McClurg, his dad, right behind that, P2, P3. Josh Rebel and Blake Ward, P4, P5. Blake Hewlett, Terrence Murphy, Jeffrey Petty, Jacob Watson, and Justin Day round out your top 10. Moving back into P11 is Michael Weaver with Douglas Ivey, Todd Ingersoll Jr., Jonathan Day, and Mike Presley back through P15. These are all cars still in the lead lap. Brad G., Willie Smith, Stephen Blevins, Brian Day, and Brian Matthews back in P20. Now we get to the cars to 2 or more laps down. Art Milne, Wayne Graves, Austin Guerrero, Austin Oliver, John Sheen, Fred Chase, Jason Rushing, and Travis Hunt will round out a 28-car field. That's a look top to bottom at tonight's unofficial results. Well, tonight is a finale night. That means it's time to celebrate. And I think for one driver, well, I'll tell you what comes to mind for me. It's an old reference, but it's the ABBA song that says, "The winner takes it all." And if that fits tonight for Michael Harrington, basically almost every bonus point possible minus getting the pole, you win the race, you win the championship. Michael Harrington, how are you feeling?
Relief. Feels good. That was exactly what I needed. I know that Weaver and Terrence, I don't think, had a good night. I was kind of hoping that it would be us up front, but I think they got tied into some stuff. But no, it feels good. I'm excited, super happy.
I bet you are. I have to correct myself. In that last lap, I called you the Cincinnati native. That's not true. I got you the wrong Big Ten state. You're the 31-year-old Wisconsin native who loves dirt track racing. So I wanted to correct myself there. And broadcast. I apologize for giving you the wrong Big Ten school there. I know that's maybe a no-no, depending upon your sports love right there.
Yeah.
But well,
yeah, that's totally fine. I had Justin Day's work up a new paint scheme to slap a little Wisconsin W on it. So no, it's all good.
yeah, I was going to ask about the new paint scheme night. You've typically run that black and red all night long. Tonight, you really kind of went all out. Was that just to kind of stand out under the lights of Homestead? Was it just to kind of give some pizzazz to the car? Was there a purpose behind the paint scheme?
To be honest, Justin Day just kind of reached out to me and he was like, "Hey man, I was wondering if you would race like paint scheme that would be like more close to home or whatever, like whatever you want to put on it. And I'm a simple guy, so I was like, I don't know, you could spin off the Budweiser scheme if you want. So he cooked something up. I liked it, and he's like, how about if I put like just a Wisconsin logo on it and call it good? And I was like, that'd be perfect. So shout out to him for the design. I appreciate it. And that's just kind of how it came about. He just kind of messaged me, and I told him yes, and that's what we cooked up. So I'm glad it looked good.
Well, a great night for you. Also, a great night for your team in Gulf Coast Racing. A great season for your team. In fact, I mean, Blake Ward's multiple races. You've had multiple wins across your team. What do you think's made that team so successful this season?
I think it's just all those guys are great. We had a great camaraderie, chemistry and whatnot. Bouncing back ideas with each other. Willie actually took no tires on that first pit stop just to try to get back up front. And we were kind of playing strategy with him, trying to see how the tire fall off was and whatnot. Just great ideas, great guys. I couldn't be happier to just kind of fall into racing with some great guys. And it's just kind of one of those things. We just kind of put it all together. We had some great wins. We had a great season together, and I think we swept everything, the points for the team points and for me winning the championship. So it's awesome. It feels great.
Fair enough. Well, listen, it was a great run this season. Congrats on the title. Anyone you want to say hello to, give a shout out to, anything of the nature?
Yeah, my normal guys that are always watching. Appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate my wife. She's going to have a baby in January, so we'll see how the next season goes with my schedule and whatnot. So I appreciate her for letting me race, and appreciate you guys, and especially Brian and Jay for putting the season on. So.
All right. Well, listen, congrats on the baby. We're looking forward to awesome baby photos. Once you're ready for that, we'll put them on the broadcast for you if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Once again, congrats for being Season 1 champion.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a good one.
All right, that is Michael Harrington. Finished P1 tonight. Finished P1 in the points. Had a great run. Well, for spots 2 and 3, we're going to change it up here. I think the best way to do this interview is just to kind of make it a family affair for Pete's 2 and 3. Father-son duo finishing P2 and 3. Nolan, you're second. Ryan, you're third. So I'll start with Ryan in P3. Ryan, how did the racetrack feel tonight? What led you to a P3 result?
Well, I had some trouble. I had some technical difficulties there at the beginning of the race. I run a VR, so my headset, I couldn't talk to Nolan. So after I qualified, I had to jump out real quick and reset my headset. Well, when I come back in, it said I missed the start. So I had to start from the pits. So I started shotgun on the field, and in the beginning there, I thought, man, this is going to be a long race. I'm going to finish way back here. Then I kind of worked my way up a little bit, got it in the top 15, and then top 10, and then when I got in the top 10, I thought, well, this is cool. This is going to be all right. Then I got closer to top 5, and I thought, okay, if I can finish top 5, I'll be satisfied. But then that last little green white checker right there we had. I couldn't believe it. I went into 3 and 4 right there coming to the checker, and Revel went high and I went low, and when my spotter said clear, I just started screaming. I was like, yeah. I couldn't believe it. I told Nolan earlier, I said, wouldn't it be awesome, man, you both finish top 3 so we could both get interviewed? And he said, yeah, that'd be cool. But I thought it was a little bit of a pipe dream, but we did.
Well, here you are.
Yep, there we are.
So Nolan, we talked to you a minute ago about your race, and you kind of joked maybe the guys had figured out the top and you hadn't, but a P2 run means you figured something out tonight.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was good running, especially with Michael. I mean, he did incredible last night in practice. He did incredible tonight. I don't think I had anything for him ever. I mean, he was always just a couple seconds ahead. And plus, he learned from last night because we were running like 1, 2, 3 then, and that he could just cut off my line. If he wanted me to slow down, he just had to go to the bottom line with me, and that dirty air is just a monster to work through in these cars.
Well, a fun stat for you guys for Average Joe's Sim Racing League. We've had brothers race before, but we've not had them in the podium. So as far as I'm aware, you're going to be the first relatives to finish podium together in this league.
Great. All right.
Great. That's great to do it the last race of the season, too.
Yeah, make a statement, right? So I'm assuming we'll see both of you guys back for the trucks in about 3 weeks.
Absolutely. Yep.
We'll be there.
All right, guys. Well, listen, it's a pleasure watching both of you race. We'll start with you, Ryan. Anyone you want to give a shout out to or say hello to?
Probably my parents, my mom and dad. Dad's dealing with dementia, so he's a handful every day. And then mom has COPD, so she can't breathe, and she has macular, so she can't see. So and they live with me and my wife now, so they just want to give them a shout out and just let them know I love them and I'll always be here for them. So
You might want to give a shout out to the wife so you don't get in trouble.
yes, I love my wife because I could. Thanks. I definitely couldn't do this without her. She's helped me out, and she just lost her mother just a few months ago, and we was living with her, and so she went straight from losing her mom to moving my mom and dad in and taking care of them. So she's had a tough time. So but yeah, she's a saving grace, that's for sure.
Sounds that way. Ryan, Nolan, what about you? Anyone shout outs, hellos, anything like that?
Yeah. I'd like to thank my wife for supporting me and buying a sim rig. It was definitely not a purchase she was on board with at first, but this has been the best purchase of my life. We got it just last December, and it's been incredible being able to race with Dad, and it's been great. But
now I got to ask real quick. You said we got it last December.
Yeah,
has
both
the
of
wife,
us.
Oh, okay. I thought you said we as in the wife, but I was like, has the wife touched it?
No,
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
No, she has tried it out though. She does enjoy it. We've joked about it a couple times, getting her like some of the the Logitech series, like just let her try it out. But yeah, she seems to enjoy it.
Fair enough. Well, listen, guys. Again, pleasure watching both your race. We'll see you in a few weeks, and good job tonight.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
All right, that is the McClurgs, Nolan and Ryan finishing P2 and P3 this evening. Well, that wraps up an amazing season 1. What a night, what a season, what a race. Many moments, dramatic, exciting, emotional, and everything in between. From everyone here at Green Flag TV, for myself, Derek Watson, for Christian Hill, I want to thank everyone who stepped in this season and helped out as well. We've had many great guest commentators come in and help fill in the races. There'll be more in season 2. We'll be back in 3 weeks for the official start of season 2. We'll be back next week for the off-season race at Talladega. For everyone here at Green Flag TV, I want to say if you've missed this race or any race from the Average Joe's Grill Master Series, you can catch them all on the Green Flag TV YouTube channel. Congrats to Michael Harrington, your winner for season 1. Stick around for post-race coverage of the Speed Series at Bristol right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.